Welcome. Today we'll focus on requirement 3.1.9 from NIST 800-171, providing privacy and security notices for controlled unclassified information, also known as CUI, which is a key area for CMMC Level 2 compliance. We'll look at 319 practice requirement and assessment objectives, the detail below it. The requirement says to provide privacy and security notices consistent with applicable CUI rules. The assessment objectives state: A, notices required by CUI rules are identified, consistent, and linked to CUI categories. B states that notices are displayed to users. So, you must not only provide notices, but make sure they align with CUI requirements and are visible to relevant users. Here are some practice requirement actions and examples for 319. Add CUI privacy sensitive banners at the top of CUI documents. Display security or legal notice banners at system login screens. Attach category-specific privacy disclaimers to email footers. These examples demonstrate how to identify, communicate, and display the right notices per CUI requirements, based on the type of data or information system. As a contractor, let's look at organizational procedures for your organization. 1. Identify CUI categories you handle. 2. Map required notices to each type of CUI. 3. Develop standard templates and approve notice language. 4. Document display procedures in your system security plan. In short, contractors need to define what CUI they handle and have repeatable procedures for how and where those privacy or security notices are delivered and displayed. Let's look at contractor implementation guidance for Microsoft GCC with services Entra ID and Intune. Entra ID, which is the old Azure Active Directory, helps you configure login banners and set terms and use policies. Intune, for the device level, helps you deploy device lock-in, lock screen to notices, and desktop banners automatically. Microsoft Teams and SharePoint within GCC tenant allow you to label files and emails with CUI category banners using sensitivity labels. GCC Compliance Center allows you to audit notice display and policy assignment. In short, Microsoft GCC's compliance tools let you centrally manage banner and labeling requirements. They let you enforce login and lock screen notices and audit compliance across your environment. What are key takeaways for policy and privacy security notices? Remember to match those security notices to CUI categories and rules. Displays must be consistent and visible. Leverage Microsoft GCC, Entra ID, and Intune for notice delivery and auditing. Effective compliance means identifying your CUI types, assigning correct banners and notices, and taking advantage of built-in cloud tools. We'll pause here for questions, or you can email me at either address. Hello again. This session covers CMMC Level 2 Requirement 3.1.10, using session lock and pattern hiding displays. We'll review what's required, show examples, and discuss implementation in Microsoft GCC with Entra ID. Okay, here's 3.1.10, the practice requirement and its assessment objectives. Use session lock with pattern hiding displays after inactivity. A. Define inactivity period for session lock. B. Lock prevents access viewing after activity. That's a requirement. C. Previously visible information must be concealed using pattern hiding display. Let's break that down. A. You must define how long before a session locks after inactivity. This could be a few minutes or more. B. Ensure that the lock blocks access to data. And C. Confirm that the lock screen conceals information, for example, with the screensaver or login prompt. Some examples for session lock include setting 15-minute auto locks, requiring login to resume, and ensuring the lock screen shows no sensitive information. Simply dimming the screen is not enough. The lock must require a user action to regain access. Let's look at procedures required within your organization as a contractor. Define and document inactivity period, again, for example, 10 or 15 minutes. Apply the session lock policy to all laptops, desktops, and mobile devices. Standardize lock behavior for remote and office systems. Include procedures in your system security plan, or at least have references to those procedures. In short, your cyber policies must formalize the inactivity period, apply lock settings organization-wide, and describe your approach in the SSP. Auditors will seek evidence that these standards are enforced and documented. Let's dive deeper into contractor implementation using GCC with Entra ID and conditional access. Use Microsoft Intune to enforce lock screen timing and use Intune for device-level policies. Configure Entra ID, the old Azure AD, for conditional access for session controls. Leverage security baselines for Windows Office 365. And audit compliance and proof by way of Microsoft Compliance Center. In short, Microsoft GCC tools will streamline enforcement for you, but you have to remember to set the auto lock, screensaver, and require sign-in to unlock. Let's recap with key takeaways. To comply with 3.1.10, set auto locks, hide data after inactivity, and document everything. Microsoft GCC tools make technical implementation easier and audit-friendly. We'll pause here for a minute for questions. If you have any, please feel free to email me at the addresses shown here.